The fortune really is in the follow-up, guys. Today, I'm going to share a few examples of how we implement follow-up here at Contractor Dynamics, how some of our clients are doing it, and of course, how you guys can implement better follow-up in your businesses as well. So here's the deal, let's be real, right? We all hear that follow-up is where it's at. The fortune's in the follow-up. We need to follow up, 8 to 15 times on every lead and every prospect and everything like that. But how many of us actually do that, right? Like, I am guilty for not having a super robust follow-up system. We have a pretty good system, right? I know we can still be doing better in terms of bringing on more clients and serving more people if our follow-up system were better. And the thing is, we talk about marketing, we talk about lead gen, we talk about making sales, and it's natural for us as anyone, business owner, sales rep, whatever, to get excited about that fresh new lead coming in the door, right? That person who is raising their hand and saying, yes, like I need help, or I want help, or I need your services, or whatever it might be. That's like this dopamine. It's like, hey, someone wants us. This is awesome. I'm going to go pursue that, right? And then when we find out that that person might not be ready today to sign that contract, give us over their deposit, whatever it is, then we kind of our natural tendency is to go out and look for someone else who's like a fresh lead, who's excited. There's this natural excitement to a fresh lead. And, if someone's not ready for our services, maybe we put them on the back burner and we just forget about them. Now, the reason that's such a big problem, the reason that we're wasting so much opportunity to grow our businesses, to serve those people, is because contracting services, just like marketing services, it's a high consideration purchase. High consideration purchase. What does that mean? It means that people need to consider this purchase for a decent period of time before they actually make a decision. Now, if we're doing a lot of marketing, people are, you're putting out your content, maybe your prospects are doing their research, they're finding you online, you're answering some of their questions for them and everything like that. Maybe they're making some of that buying decision already before they reach out to you. However, there's still a lot of factors that go into someone forking over 10 or 50 or $100,000 or $1 million for their project, right? They might actually need your services. They might actually want your services, but guess what? Life gets in the way. We get busy, we've got kids, we've got businesses, we've got other priorities, we got travels, we got to figure out, we got to put the finances together. It's got to be the right time. We've got to have the energy for it. There's all these factors that go into someone making a decision to actually sign a contract with you, and the same with us, that, they just because they're not ready today doesn't mean they won't be ready in a month or 3 months or 6 months or, a year or 2 years, 3 years, whatever it might be. They reached out to you for a reason. They reached out to you because they have a problem that they need a solution for, or they have a desire and they want to improve their property, their home, their building, whatever that might be, okay? And the thing is, if we don't have a way to keep in touch with these people that aren't ready today, then we're going to waste a lot of time, a lot of energy, and a lot of money going out to pursue new leads every week because we're not doing anything with the leads that we already have. So we're going to be overspending to try to get more people in the door that are ready to buy today. And in any given market, there's only a very small percentage, call it 3% estimated, that are actually ready to do business today, right? So we are constantly spending time, money, and energy going out to find those 3% today, going out to find those 3% tomorrow, the next day, the next day, the next day. That's exhausting, right? We need to have a system to find maybe those 3% or, find those 10% that might be ready to make a decision and get them into our ecosystem and then continue to nurture them. If we do that, if we have an ecosystem that we can nurture prospects over time and even past clients, then we can spend a lot less time, money, and energy going out to find new prospects because we have this system that we are just staying in front of them constantly. So as an example, because I like to practice what we preach, and although I run a marketing training company, you guys run construction companies, very different. However, the mindset of that purchase is I think very similar, right? So we have a 12-month marketing training program. It's a decent monetary investment. It's a decent time investment for a company to join our program and to go through and learn marketing week after week after week, right? So it's not something that's for everyone. It's not something that everyone's ready for right away. People get excited about it and they're like, yeah, I'm ready. And that's great. And then other people get excited about it. They're like, all right, well, I understand what it is involved now. I might be ready in 3 months. I might be ready next year. Keep in touch with me, that sort of thing, right? All the time. Like every single month, we enroll clients into our training program that have been in our CRM for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, you name it. And I check this as the owner and as the marketing director here for now anyway. I go through our CRM, we get a new client. I'm like, hey, this guy's been in our pipeline for 3 years. This guy attended a workshop that we did 3.5 years ago, okay? We enrolled a new client last week who attended one of our workshops in Naples, Florida in October 2019. So that's 3.5 years later. Now he becomes a client. We had another one from December 2017. That was last month, right? We enrolled another new client last week who was on one of our webinars that we did in March 2022. So 12 months earlier, right? Now they got the pieces in place. They've been following our content forever. We had a sales call, which is really like, they're just ready to go. And I just kind of had to walk them through like, here's what you get, here's what it costs sort of thing, right? So very easy sale, if you want to call it that. So this happens all the time with us, right? And we train our clients inside our marketing training program. By the way, you can learn more about that if you go to contractordynamics.com. Learn about our 12-month marketing training for contractors, that we can teach you all this stuff and much, much more. However, we teach our clients this, and I want to teach you some of these things as well, all right? So here's what you need to have in place to make sure that you are maximizing every single lead opportunity that you get in the door. So we're going to talk about 3 components. We're going to talk about lead handling, follow-up, and long-term nurture. So number 1 is lead handling. So let me give you an example of a prospect, let's call it a homeowner, goes to your website and fills out that little form at 11 o'clock tonight, all right? They're interested in getting a new roof, okay? 11 o'clock tonight, if you're like me, you're not even awake, right? If you are, you're probably not picking up the phone and calling them right away, right? But that person is expressing interest in our company for a reason. We want to keep them warm until we can get to the phones and set that appointment, right? So lead handling would be having some form of automated system, text message and email that goes right back out to that homeowner right away, immediately. Like within 2 minutes of them submitting that form, they get a text message, boom, they get an email. Hey, Mrs. Jones, thanks for contacting us. We appreciate the opportunity to help you out with your new roof. We will contact you promptly to schedule an appointment. However, in the meantime, please visit this page on our website to check out what some of our other clients have to say about us. Or please go to this link to check out the simple process we have for replacing roofs worry-free for our homeowners. Or please click this link to go check out our Google reviews on Google, right? So things, we're adding value, we're differentiating, we're showing Mrs. Jones that we have a, she knows it's automated, but it still creates that warm and fuzzy feeling, right? And Mrs. Jones does not need to hire the best roofing company in her area, but she does need to feel certain about the company that she is hiring, right? She does need to feel comfortable about the company that she's hiring. And all these little touch points, right, help her feel comfortable. So having that lead handling system is key. So that's going to extend beyond just the initial text and email. It might be, that next day when you have a little bit of, maybe a couple more touch points, certainly that phone call, set the appointment, be able to handle those leads, follow up until you make contact and get a yes or a no, right? Number 2, have some sort of automated follow-up, okay? So 11 o'clock at night, Mrs. Jones is in the mood to, learn about how much it's gonna cost to get her roof replaced, okay? Doesn't mean she's ready to go, doesn't mean she's gonna be available to talk right away. Have a system, again, some automation in there, text message, email that goes out to her, every day for the next week to get in touch with her. Mix it up. Text message one day, email the next day. You guys can figure out the cadence that works for you. Our clients like to incorporate a variety of text message, email, phone call, just to make sure you're hitting people from all different directions, and have that system to basically follow up for a couple weeks until you get her on the phone, until you get that yes or no. So that's going to make sure, that's not going to ensure 100%, but that's going to help you capture more of those lead opportunities. It's so frustrating. You get paid for a lead, or you do all this marketing, you generate a lead, and it seems like a great lead, and you're just not able to get in touch with the person, right? It's frustrating. It happens to us as well. It is frustrating, right? So again, it's not all about getting leads in the door. We want to make sure that we are turning as many of those leads into appointments as possible, and then in the following steps, as many of those appointments into actual signed contracts as possible. What is long-term nurture? So Mrs. Jones gets an estimate. You go out there, you do your inspection, do your assessment, do your 24-point roof evaluation, whatever it is, right? You give Mrs. Jones the estimate. She's like, all right, this sounds good. I'm not ready, or I need to wait till X happens. People ghost us, not because they don't like us, but because they have things going on, they're busy, whatever it might be. So this is where that long-term nurture comes into play. So some of the things that we're doing, and some of the things that our clients that are contracting companies are doing, is they're implementing a monthly drip email, right? So that might be like a monthly newsletter, something you're sending out at least once a month, ideally twice a month, okay? This is where a lot of you are like, man, I don't want to annoy people. Maybe I'm going to send an email newsletter every 2 months because I'm just going to I don't want to be too pushy, right? If someone's getting 12 emails from you in a year, they're probably only opening 2 or 3 of them. They're not opening all 12 unless they have nothing else to do. And those are people that I don't really want to be doing business with anyway, right? I would recommend 2 a month, right? They might not open them, right? But they're going to see your name in their inbox, okay? So that's just a brand impression, a touch point, you're staying top of mind. A lot of this is really just top of mind awareness. The acronym is TOMA, T-O-M-A, top of mind awareness. Think about that, right? So that's email. You can do the same thing with text, right? I would not abuse text because, we don't like to be text messages are a little bit more, they can be more violating, I guess, if you want to call it that way, if you're getting too many of them. So you don't want to be overbearing with text. So use them sparingly, okay? We don't use them a ton in our follow-up process right now. We're testing, implementing a little bit more, but we want to be cautious with that, right? We don't want to invade people's privacy. Another thing you can do is you can send out direct mail. That could be once a month, just sending out a direct mail piece, a postcard, cost you a few cents, cost you $1, whatever that might be. And then another thing you can do and should do is 2 things with social media, okay? Stay top of mind with social media content, your everyday content, right? People might be following your page. You want to make sure they're seeing your stuff. And also, what's more powerful than that is actually staying top of mind by running brand awareness social media ad campaigns, okay? So these are ad campaigns that you're running on Facebook and Instagram, and you're able to stay in front of your market 365 all year long with your valuable content, right? So that might be videos about, your company, about your process. That might be client testimonials. That might be, maybe the local news channel did a feature on you or something like that, or you can, put together whatever you want. But having these videos run constantly, it's the old school television ads. You're just top of mind awareness, right? It's billboards, right? But now with the power of this device and on social media, for literally $5 a day, we can run brand awareness campaigns, and you can reach tens of thousands of people in your local area and just stay top of mind, right? So that way, when someone does need to make that decision 6 months down the road, they got a quote from you in April, 6 months later in October? I don't know if I'm doing the math right, but you get the point. 6 months later, all right, we need to get this roof done. Winter's coming. Man, who are those guys that came out in April? They were really nice. I really liked them. They had the red trucks. I don't remember them, right? You don't want that to happen. You want them to be seeing you month in, month out, and they're like, oh yeah, those guys, the red trucks, Bob, yeah, we're gonna call Bob whenever we're ready. He's been awesome. I see his name all over the place. I see their trucks. I see their yard signs. I see them on social media. They're nice enough to send out, emails every month. They really care about their business. We're gonna go with them, right? That doesn't happen 100% of the time, obviously, but it's going to happen more and more as you start to do this stuff. So with those 3 things, lead handling, follow-up, and nurture, what you're doing is you're maximizing every opportunity, right? You are maximizing the percentage of leads that turn into appointments, and then you're maximizing the number of appointments that turn into signed clients, signed projects, right? And then if you want to take it a step further, you're keeping in touch with those people that you already did business with. you are turning those past clients into maybe referrals or repeat customers, people that are going to tag you in a local Facebook group. People are going to mention you at the local CrossFit gym or the country club or the fishing club, whatever it might be, right? You are staying top of mind with your market, and you're not just constantly focused on, finding those 3% of people that want to give you money today. You're creating this ecosystem where you are making it impossible for people to ignore you. And that is the power of marketing. This is all marketing, right? A lot of times we think of marketing as like lead gen, but this is all part of marketing. It's about staying in front of our market with valuable content so that we can help more people, so that we can grow our businesses. So that's it, guys. That's what I got for today. That is, it's a lot. It's a lot packed in there, and we can go into different rabbit holes depending on all those different kind of things I mentioned, but make sure that you have a lead handling, a follow-up, and a long-term nurture system inside your company. It's going to make your company much more successful. You're going to be able to serve more people. You're going to be able to make more profit. You're going to be able to attract better quality people to join your company because you have better systems that are going to set them up for more success, right? So everyone wins in this scenario. So build this stuff out. And of course, if you do need help with this stuff, reach out to us at contractordynamics.com. You can schedule a call right there on our website if you want with one of our marketing advisors. We can give you some tips on how to implement this. We can walk you through how we might be able to help you implement this through our marketing training program. And we just want to help, right? We want to help everyone level up because the more that you implement this stuff, again, the more that everyone wins. So appreciate you watching, appreciate you listening. Take time to leave a comment if you don't mind, leave a review, share this with a friend, share this with your team. Let's spread the love. Let's help everyone level up. Let's level up the standard, and I'll talk to you soon.